It's hard to soak in that it's 20 years.
For the students, police officer Victor Montalvo greets every day at Waxhaw Elementary School. September 11th will only ever be something they learn about as history. For Montalvo, September 11th was once a regular Tuesday in New York City.
It was probably one of the most beautiful days of that year.
20 years ago, Montalvo was an NYPD officer stationed at the Transit Division in Manhattan doing school outreach. Newly engaged, he overslept that day.
I was laying in bed thinking about whether or not I was going to go into work.
Once he got to work, they heard reports of a plane accidentally crashing into one of the Twin Towers. From TV, it looked like a small hole in the North Tower. A supervisor told Montalvo and his colleagues not to go there. They went anyway. While they were on the subway to the World Trade Center, a second plane struck the South Tower. They had no way of knowing that until they arrived and saw the chaos.
So then at that point we knew that it wasn't an accident, that this was deliberate.
Montalvo and his partner were the first at the Fulton Street side of the World Trade Center. Directly across from the towers sat a hotel and a department store.
Hundreds and hundreds of people inside the buildings that were afraid to come out because of what had just happened. So my partner and I just started evacuating everybody out. We started pulling everybody out of the buildings, pushing them as far away from the towers as we could. There wasn't one thought in my mind that that building would ever come down, no matter what, no matter how long it burned or whatever. That was not even a question. So
that's when Montalvo's friend and colleague, Officer Moira Smith, and her partner pulled up in their squad car.
And I spoke with them briefly for about a minute as she got all her stuff, and she just went running in. Her and Rob just went running into the South Tower.
Smith was famously photographed helping this businessman to safety. The mother of a 2-year-old at the time is remembered for calmly directing people out of the South Tower before it collapsed. She was the only female NYPD officer killed that day.
You know, she was one of the toughest cops that you could work with.
Montalvo was closest to the South Tower when it came down.
I could feel the ground started to shake like an earthquake, and I could hear the sound of metal. And as I looked over my right shoulder at the top of the building, I could see, you know, the whole top of the building just started to kind of buckle. And then at that point, you know, everybody just started running.
In the massive storm of terrifying debris, dust, and chaos, Montalvo helped others seek shelter. This photograph shows Montalvo's partner Hugh running as the South Tower fell. Montalvo was just around the corner.
When I couldn't hear anything, I couldn't see anything.
For weeks after, Montalvo and his colleagues returned to ground zero with the grim task of trying to find survivors.
We were working almost 13-hour days, 6 to 7 days a week. And then as soon as we were done, we would just go down to the pile and just start going through and search for the people that we lost. You know, anytime that someone would find a person, a body, or fireman or police officer, they would always stop everybody on the pile.
He lost 2 friends he worked with daily. Ray Suarez, also photographed here, saving others, and his friend Mark Ellis, a young cop from Montalvo's neighborhood. Like many, Montalvo has struggled with survivor's guilt.
You know, it's not easy to talk about, and there's a lot of emotions that go with it. There was a million things that could have happened that wouldn't have put me where I was or locked me in that position.
He and his partner saved many lives that day, from the hotel and department store, and by keeping hundreds more away from the towers, which no one ever thought would crumble.
You know, we were there for a reason, and, you know, hopefully, you know, that reason saved the lives of, you know, maybe thousands of people. So that's, you know, that's something to be proud of for sure.
20 years later, Montalvo says he still doesn't know why he was spared on that fateful September day, but he is determined to make the most of it.
So for me, you know, I'm given a second opportunity. For whatever reason, I don't know, but I'm here, and I want to try to make every day better for everybody that I come in contact with.
And the people he comes in contact with every day include the hundreds of students at Waxhaw Elementary. After 21 years with NYPD, Montalvo retired. He and his family settled in Waxhaw, where several other former NYPD officers also work.
Best job in the world.
September 11th is still hard to talk about for many of them, but Montalvo shares his story with students and with this community to honor the legacies of the fallen heroes who ran in when everyone was running out. And if there is a lesson to be learned on this 20th anniversary, Montalvo says more than anything, he remembers how the entire country came together. 2 decades later, when it seems we are so divided, He hopes we can all remember what it felt like to be united.
That stands out to me the most, of how we can all get together and get along and work together for a common cause. When you have the opportunity to do something good, do something good.